Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for the new lap time challenge taking place at Autopolis with the Super Formula 23. You can use the Honda or the Toyota version as they both perform the same. Pick whichever one you like better. But let's go on over to the details of the lap time challenge, where this is a 2-week event ending at the end of May 31st, 2023. We're on the racing soft tires and we're using fully stock Super Formula 23s. Your goal is to get within the 3% time range of the world record time when the event ends, as that's when your lap time gets counted. And if you fall within the 3% time range, then you'll get 2 million credits. I'll have the tags for the replay right now in case you want to access them in your game. I'll also leave a link to the replay in the description down below. But let's get started by mentioning that when you're going through the final turn, you can go a little bit wide. That way you can get yourself set up for a faster exit and to get a faster start to your new lap. So go ahead and bring yourself towards the left side of the track as you're braking at around the 75-meter mark. So before the grandstand on the left ends, full braking power, going down to third gear, and you're turning in before you pass the orange marker that is on the left. You want to be really careful getting under throttle, as this car does generate wheel spin on third gear, so you want to straighten up the car and then get under throttle. Then brake, shift down to fourth gear, and turn in at the same time just before the curb on the left starts. So again, brake, shift down to fourth, and turn in at the same time. That way the Super Formula will whip around turn number 3, and you want to do a lot of throttle control as you go through these next series of turns. As you approach turn number 6, which is this hairpin right here, brake before the curb on the right ends, full braking power, going down to first gear, try to stay as close as you can to the curb on the right, exit on third gear, and carefully get on the throttle. That way you don't generate too much wheel spin. Then turn in before the curb on the right ends, and you need to time this right, because if you time it right, you will be able to go through this turn flat out, and it's a little scary, but it is possible to take it flat out. Then brake just as you reach the second sign that is on the right. So before the 50-meter board, you're turning in when you reach the final sign that is on the right, and you want to go down to first gear for more rotation. But as you exit the hairpin, go up to third gear and carefully get on the throttle. You don't want to get too much wheel spin as you exit the hairpin. And for this part, I'm actually going to need to go to another replay, because here I end up having a big Code Brown moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the other replay where I got this turn right. So let's go ahead and go back to that. So I'm turning in at the 50-meter board, and you want to do a little lift off of throttle. That way you can turn in a bit more, staying on 5th gear. Be careful about the curves as they can mess you up. Turn in just before the curb on the left ends, lifting off of throttle for more turn in, using a tiny bit of braking if you need to adjust your speed. But that's what I wanted to show you, because in my best lap run, which is what you're seeing now, the curb on the left messes me up a bit, which messes me up for the entry to this right turn, and I dip onto the grass, which almost makes me lose control. So you need to be careful about those curves, as they can mess you up. But anyways, go ahead and brake before the curb on the right starts, turning in when that curb starts. Going out to second gear for more rotation, but exit on fourth gear. And you need to be really careful with your throttle inputs, doing lots of throttle control to try to prevent any sort of wheel spin. Turn in before the curb on the right ends. And again, just doing a lot of throttle control, trying to keep control of the car, bring yourself towards the left. And just as the curb on the left ends, that's where you want to do a little bit of trail braking, turn in, and go down to third gear at the same time, trying to maintain a short line to the finish line. And just as you're about to point away from the grandstand, that's where you want to go up to fourth gear and get on the throttle as soon as you can. So now we'll go through all that again, but this time I will not stop the video. Alright, so here we are getting ready to start the new lap. Go ahead and bring us up towards the left side of the track. Gonna brake at around the 75-meter mark, so before the grandstand on the left ends, go down to 30 gear for more rotation. Be really careful getting on the throttle as turn 1 is a bit of a blind turn. Then bring us up towards the left, brake, turn in and go down the gear before the curb on the left starts, and just do a lot of throttle control to try to maintain as much speed as possible while maintaining a short line. Go down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on third gear as you exit the hairpin. And for this long left turn, you need to time your turning just right, that way you can take it flat out. Then brake as you reach the second sign that is on the right, going down to first gear for more rotation, but exit on third gear. And yeah, this part is where it gets pretty scary because you're turning in at the 50-meter board. Little courtesy lift, and be careful about the curves as they can mess you up, as it almost happens to me right here. So just be careful about those curves. Brake before the curb on the right starts. Second gear for more rotation, but fourth gear as you exit this turn. Lots of throttle control, trying to maintain control of the car. Then brake before the curb on the left ends, going down to third gear for more rotation. Go up to fourth gear as you go through the end of the final turn. And that is it for the lap guide. Just barely poking into the 122s because this combination is not my thing. But anyways, hopefully this lap guide helps you out, but that is all from me. So I'm gonna go ahead and go now, so take care. This is Mr. MCA, and I'll see you in the next video.